Most teams don't realize their APIM CI/CD is broken, not failing, not throwing errors, but silently drifting out of control. One environment says your API has policies enabled, another says it doesn't. One region has the latest background routing, another is missing it entirely. And the worst part, everything still deploys successfully. So teams assume our CI/CD works, but in reality, they have built something far more dangerous than failure. They have built invisible and inconsistency at scale. And APIM is one of the few services where that becomes production impacting quietly. By the end of this video, you will not look at APIM deployments the same way again. You will be able to detect environment drift before it becomes an outage, understand why portal driven APIM is a scaling trap, recognize silent failure modes for most teams which never instrument for, and most importantly, see why APIM is not failing. Your deployment model is. Because at scale, APIM does not break loudly, it breaks structurally. Now, before we go deeper, if you're working with Azure API Management functions or any production grade API platform, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification icon because what follows is the exact set of failure patterns most teams only discover after an outage, not before it. Let's start with the what most teams believe is happening. They think CI/CD for Azure API Management looks like this: code, pipeline, APIM, done. Clean, deterministic, repeatable. But APIM is not a stateless deployment target. It is a composite configuration system made of APIs, operations, policies, named values, products, backends, subscriptions, revisions and versions, portal metadata. And here's the first hidden truth. APIM does not have a single source of truth at runtime. It has multiple overlapping configuration layers. So when CI/CD deploys successfully, it may only be updating one layer while others remain untouched. That creates the first failure mode. Configuration partial updates. Your pipeline updates, API definition but not product associations or policy fragments or named values. So environments diverge silently. No errors, no alerts, just drift. So why the teams don't notice the failure? This is where it gets interesting. Why doesn't anyone see this happening? Because APM failure modes are non-binary. Unlike compute or function apps, nothing crashes, no deployment fails, no runtime exception occurs. Instead, policy behaves differently per environment. Headers are injected inconsistently, rate limits apply unevenly, authentication flows subtly differ. So the system still works, but not the same way everywhere. And humans are terrible at detecting non-binary failure. So teams conclude it's stable. When reality is, it's inconsistent in production shape but consistent in deployment success. The real root cause, portal driven APIM. Now we get to the real structural issue. Most APM environments evolve like this. Number one, dev starts in code. Number two, teams use Azure Portal for quick fixes. Number three, policy edited manually. Number four, product mappings adjusted in UI. Number five, named values updated ad hoc. And suddenly the portal becomes the system of record, not your repository, not your pipeline, not your infrastructure as code. This creates a dangerous phenomena. Shadow configuration state. A state where Git says one thing, APIM says another, portal reflects the truth of operations. Now, CI/CD pipelines don't deploy systems. They overwrite lived production reality. And teams begin doing something subtle but catastrophic. They start fixing pipeline issues instead of fixing system design. Let's pause here. Because everything so far leads to one misunderstanding, that APIM CI/CD is a tooling problem. It's not. It's a state management problem disguised as a deployment problem. And once you see that, everything changes. Drift is expected, portal edits are structural contamination, CI/CD success is not system correctness. At small scale, drift is harmless. At scale, it becomes compounding divergence. Imagine this: dev environment updated weekly, QA updated selectively, production updated through hotfixes only. Now each environment evolves independently. Over time, dev, QA, prod, policies, V3, V2, V1 plus hotfix, named values updated, partially, outdated backend routing, new partial legacy. Now CI/CD doesn't deploy systems. It deploys fragments of systems into incompatible states. And here's the key insight. APM does not enforce structural convergence across environments. So divergence is not a bug. It is the default behavior. Failure mode number three, policy composition breakdown. Policies are where APIM becomes especially dangerous because policies are hierarchical, override based, order sensitive, environment dependent. So small changes like adding a retry policy, modifying jot validation, changing base URL rewrite can behave differently depending on where the policy is defined, which layer overrides it, deployment order. At scale, you don't have policy logic, you have policy interactions. And CI CD pipelines rarely validate interactions, they only validate existence. So, what good actually looks like? Now, let's reframe the system. A production grade APIM CI CD model is not deploy APIs to APIM, it is synchronize distributed configuration states into a deterministic model that requires single source of truth, elimination of portal as authority behavior, explicit politary modularization, environment parameterization via named values, strict promotion pipelines from dev to QA to prod, drift detection as a first class signal. And most importantly, CI/CD must become a reconciliation engine, not a deployment mechanism. Now, let's zoom out. EPIM did not break, CI/CD did not fail. The platform is doing exactly what it was designed to do: accept configuration from multiple sources, allow layered overrides, support runtime flexibility. But your deployment model assumed deterministic state, and APIM is probabilistic configuration system. So the real conclusion is this: EPIM is not failing, your deployment model is. And once you accept that, you stop debugging pipelines and start designing state control systems. In the next episode, we'll go deeper into how teams accidentally turn APIM into manual production system, where CI/CD exists but is ignored during incidents. And we'll break down how to rebuild APIM pipelines so drift becomes measurable, visible, and impossible to ignore, because once you see drift, you can control it. And if you are following this APIM series, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next episode is where we start rebuilding this into a system that actually behaves like CI/CD in production, not just in diagrams. Like the video and share it with your colleagues as well. See you in the next one.